guys, it's Garrett or Custom Brick Creations, and wow, this channel has been a long time in the process, probably about a year. So I gotta start off by saying a huge thank you to my man Tim. He put together that awesome intro shot you saw, and man, every time I watch that thing, I fall in love with it. So if you guys want his info, contact me, hit me up in the comments, let me know. Or go to my Instagram. It's just custom_bricks_creations. Go in there, hit me up, let me know. I'll give you all of his information, but that guy does excellent work for video intros. Before I start, I definitely have to throw a huge shout out to my man Rich Boy J. That guy is an inspiration, let me tell you. He literally got me back into Lego building, just purely because he was such an awesome guy, and definitely was somebody who I could look up to. Solid Brick Studios, Matt over at the Brick Wiz, just those guys are all awesome. So, you know, just gotta say, those guys are what really got this channel moving. I did want to kind of give some of my background. Obviously, like everybody else, when I was this high, I was building Legos. But I never really liked sets. I always kind of built my own thing. I was more or less sound with my money anyways. Because I'd look at a thing and go, hey, I can build that. And, you know, I'd watch them build it on TV. For the longest time, we had it where we could record shows. And so I would record stuff just because it had cool Lego commercials. And I'd watch those over and over again and then just kind of build whatever it was. I think my favorite was the gunship. Watching that, I think I watched that commercial hundreds of times. Trying to build one, and I never could quite get those angles down that it's got, because the set one is just, it's a beautiful model. But that was one of the ways I really did. And then when high school rolled around, I kind of got out of it. I knew it really wasn't kind of an adult type thing, and so I was kind of like, well, maybe I shouldn't. I still tinkered with it a little bit, but, you know, kind of stopped. And then I found Solid Brick Studios Kashyyyk videos, and my gosh, that thing inspired me to just start building like crazy again. I always had a really small parts collection, but I kind of went out, and actually my neighbor had a huge collection of parts. I was able to get 2 of the big totes off of him full of Lego, and I've built a lot of things over the times. I've lost quite a few too, but yeah, no, I've basically been building for pretty much the entirety of my life. Like I said, I had that time where I kind of stopped. I wasn't really interested in it. And it wasn't so much that I lost interest, I guess, but it was more that I just knew I probably had better things to spend my money on. So after I got done with all of that, started working on some bigger, more you know, nice Mocs. So, stuff that has more color matching, more of, you know, basically all the stuff you like to see in a Moc. For the most part, my Mocs were pretty rainbow colored until here recent. I finally got the ability to order off of Bricklink, and that made a huge difference in the quality of my Mocs. I'll go ahead and show off a few of those maybe towards the end. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to give a brief overview. This channel's going to be 100% pure Lego Star Wars. Anything Star Wars or Lego, I'll still talk. I'd like to do some live streams, definitely, while I'm building. I'd like to get into speed builds, doing, you know, some of those kind of things to where you guys can really get some action shots of what I do when I'm building. And overall, I just kind of wanted to make sure that I'm getting enough videos out. But I think with what I've been able to do here lately, especially on the hint that I've got right over here, you guys will really enjoy that, because that thing just looks awesome the way it is now. So without further ado, let's jump right into looking at some of that thing right there. Before we get started, I thought I'd show off some of my Mocs that I've built. This was one of my first attempts at color matching a Moc. As you can see, I didn't do the best job at it. But this guy here kind of came out in a really cool way. I used a lot of plates rather than using tiles, because I really wanted to give it kind of the rough look that an X-Wing has. Sitting there, it really is kind of one of those ships that's been through a lot. I mean, that's kind of where I went with the multicolors on the engines. I mean, even one flame is a different color coming out of them. And overall, I really wanted to kind of get across the meaning that, hey, this thing's been through a ton in its lifespan, and I think I captured it okay. Like I said, one of my first attempts at a color matched Moc, and I think it came out pretty good overall. We can kind of spin it here. And you can see that it's pretty accurate in this shaping. Obviously these can be turned because mine aren't 100% solid in there. But when you do, it kind of does add a little bit to the mock. But overall, I think it came out really well. There's a few things I'd change, a few things I'd like to go back and touch up on this thing. But overall, I think this thing looks excellent. Let's take a look at another one. My A-wing. And while I designed it a little more based off of the Rebels look, where they're a little bit thicker, a little bit more of a quote-unquote beefy ship. And overall, I think it came out pretty good. I mean, I'm definitely going to have to go look up some of the Mocs that I've seen because those things are just amazing. But I think this one came out really well. Overall, it's got a pretty nice shaping to it. It's got a lot of the things I kind of wanted to see in an A-wing, which was, you know, just a little bit of a thicker ship, something that's got a little more something to it. And overall, I think it came out pretty well. This was probably my second attempt at a color match, and I don't think I did the best job on this one. It's another one I need to go back and touch up on. But I do think it came out really well, you know, all things considered. So yeah, let's look at my final mock I've got. And as you guys can tell, this thing is just an absolute behemoth. This is a UNSC frigate, and this would be my first large-scale color-matched mock, and my gosh, this thing is gorgeous. This was one of probably my favorite mocks to date that I've built, and this thing, I love it. Absolutely love it. This thing came out amazing. Some of the stuff that I was able to pull off in this one just looks great. I went for the studs outlook on this one purely because they were kind of really a rough ship that went through a lot of stuff. So overall, I'll give you guys a close-up on the bridge here, the guns. And overall, this thing just is an absolute beast. Love this thing. I don't think I'll ever break it down. I might have to finish that thing over there. But I'm going to do everything I can to keep it together because, man, I absolutely love how this thing came out. But yeah, that's going to do it for my... that'll finish up what I've got for my other mocks. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on. And here it is, guys. The behemoth that you've been waiting for. So far, what I've got completed on the Ghost. And from right here, man, this thing just looks awesome. I mean, I can't get over how good this thing looks right here. I'll show you some things I definitely want to change about it, but overall, I mean, you can look at this thing and just see that it's coming together really, really well. Absolutely loving the design on this thing, and I've been able to implement some really neat techniques and overall just get a really awesome appearance coming from this Ghost. So let's move in a little closer. There's a few things I'll have to change. Like if you'll notice from here to here is sloped. This slope needs to actually go from right here all the way up to about right here. So this plate here will come out and then be attached here. So all in all, it just needs a little bit of work there. But I mean, look at this thing. It is just looking great. This right here will eventually be built up here. Obviously this will be on the slant side, and then I'll build angled over to here to cover up this. But here's the infamous turret. It's actually just sitting on here. This will just pop right off. And you can kind of see what I've got going on in here. But yeah, no, this thing is looking really nice. And like I said, this just kind of comes in and plops back on just like that. Kind of straighten it up. And there it is. You can just push down a little bit and it moves 100% like it's supposed to. And fits perfectly in this little slot. Don't worry about the rainbow colors you're seeing. Those will all be swapped out as soon as I can get some parts in. And all of this over here was just kind of filler to see what this would look like closed up. But overall, this is just going to be a really nice design. And yeah, I'm really liking how this thing looks. Give you guys a full length shot of this thing. And overall, man, it just looks so good. I'll show you some of the stuff I've been working on. This back here, I just kind of tiled it to see what it looked like tiled. Nowhere near complete. These right here are supposed to slant down into here on both sides. So that'll all be fixed before I'm even anywhere near ending. And these are actually supposed to be that light teal color. I forget the name of it in Lego. But yeah, no, never fear. That's all going to be the right color as soon as I get the parts in. And if we come around the front here, you'll see that I've got this nose cone finished up here. And the gun is still a work in progress, but overall I think it's starting to look really nice. You can see here after some nice angles, and it's really starting to finish itself off. I've got an 8x8 trans-clear dome coming in, and that'll come out here and do basically just finish this whole thing off. I have some other small parts. I still need to have those little, I don't even know what to call them, but they're basically just little half plates that take up little gaps like this. And those will have to go all the way around. And then if you'll notice on this one, I actually have that little gap there filled in. And so that'll be the same all the way around. You won't see any of these extra gaps or anything. These guys right here, but you really won't see much because the trans clear will go up to about right here. And so yeah, you won't have a whole lot of problem with that. Like I said, the gun's still a work in progress, but the overall shape is correct. So we'll see how that goes. That might stay, that might completely get canned and go on to something else. But if you look at it standing back, it looks really good. Looks really accurate. The other little liberty I took was with these side panels here. I went with the dark bluish gray rather than the light bluish gray, which in my opinion looks a lot better. In Rebels, this is all just smooth white. It could just be tiled, which I was originally going to do. Then I saw Rogue One and thought, no. But if you'll see, it goes all the way around. I can take you around here and show you, but it goes all the way around the ship on all four sides. And yeah, those will all be greebled before it's over with, which for those that don't know, greebling is just these little details like this right in here. There's going to be a lot more of it to make it look a lot more accurate, obviously, but yeah, that's a slight bit. The other thing I'm still working on is these wing designs. As you can see, there's some gaps that I don't like, and overall it doesn't look the most polished and clean, but I think it's coming along well. Especially, like I said, this angle just gets me every time. You know, it makes me really think, wow, this is the Ghost, you know. So yeah, that's gonna finish off the exterior portion of the Ghost. Let's go ahead and move on inside. The Ghost looks with all of its panels off. And as you can see, we do have a full interior. I'll go ahead and walk you through it, but basically, I tried to make this as absolutely movie accurate as possible, or I guess I should say series accurate. Got a lot of extra details in here. I'm still working on the bunk bed designs. I'm not really happy with the ones I have yet, but they're a work in progress. And if we go ahead and move over, I'll show you a few things that I want to change, but overall, I think it's coming out really nice. It's got a really nice feel to it, and overall I think it's just coming along real good. And yeah, that would be the interior. And here's the side walkways that go out to the airlocks. Give you a quick overview look at those. Alright, and here's the lower section. I've been working real hard on this lately. I had a couple of bricklink orders come in for those 1x4 and 1x6 bricks. And overall, the actual shape is coming along real nice. You can see it's starting to really come together. I got a few tiles down there to kind of mock up, see what it's going to look like. I got Sabine's chair. I've got a working progress on that to see kind of how that's going to shape up. See if that works out or not. But yeah, this is it for the most part. It's obviously going to be taller, and then I've got to add in right in here. There'll be some Technic bricks to be able to attach the lower side angles here, and then also some Technic here to do the same. But I do want to ask you guys, I've got two working designs for the angles down here, because if you look at most of the source material, this whole thing's angled. And the problem I run into is simply that there's two main ways I can do this. The first way being here, and you can see I just used one of these guys. I can order in more of them, all in the light bluish gray, and see how that works out. That would be design 1. And then if you let me flip around here to design 2, this way is very similar, except it literally just sits in here because of the way I have this designed. I'll show you on the inside. There are 2 by 2, excuse me, tiles holding this on, and if you look over it, you'll see, wow, that it actually just kind of holds in there. So those are the two designs. I'm leaning more towards the hinge design, but let me know what you guys think, if you like this one and the way it looks better, or if you like this one with the hinge on it better. So let me know down in the comments below, tell me what you think, and yeah, let's move on. And this was my working design for the tail end of this lower section. And yeah, I went ahead and I got it kind of mocked up here. It's roughly the right size. It was great, except for the fact that after looking at some source material, yeah, this thing's nowhere near the right color. It's supposed to be 100% light gray. So yeah, this tail here is not going to work. I'm going to have to recolor it. But hey, you know, that's kind of how I... Alright, that was it for the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you don't mind for me, hit that like button. It helps out a lot. I really want to see how many we can get on this video, and smash that subscribe button. I've got one solid subscriber right now, so huge shout out to him. And yeah, let's see how many likes this video can get. If you guys have any questions for me, let me know down in the comments below. You can follow my Instagram, custom_bricks_creations. If you follow there, you can DM me. I'm pretty much always open, so hit me up. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next time.